Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
In their efforts to reduce toxic emissions, automakers have added an important system to modern engine designs called EGR or Exhaust Gas Recirculation. This system moderates nitrogen oxide emissions by lowering combustion temperatures. Like any other car part or engine system, there can be faults that prevent your EGR from working properly. One of the OBD2 fault codes associated with the EGR is P0402. What does fault code P0402 mean? Fault code P0402 means exhaust gas recirculation, excessive flow detected. This indicates that the powertrain control module, PCM, has detected excessive EGR. This is one of the generic diagnostic fault codes for a number of makes and models linked to the vehicle's EGR. Note that the definition of code P0402 may differ depending on the vehicle manufacturer. Consult the appropriate repair manual or repair database for the exact code definition. EGR system. The EGR system controls the amount of nitrogen oxide emissions by lowering engine combustion temperatures. Nitrogen oxide gases are formed when the temperature in your combustion chamber is too high. How does the EGR system help reduce these NOx gases? There are a number of different EGR system designs in use today. Although the specifics of each system may vary, all use some type of EGR valve. When conditions are correct, the PCM controls the opening of the EGR valve, allowing exhaust gases to be recirculated into the engine AS intake manifold. Introducing these inert gases into the engine lowers combustion temperatures and reduces NOx emissions. EGR is only required in limited quantities under certain driving conditions. If the PCM detects excessive EGR flow, it switches on the check engine light and sets code P0402 in its memory. It's important to note that code P0402 is often set in Ford vehicles that use a differential pressure feedback (DPFE) EGR sensor to determine how much EGR is flowing. If you're considering a DIY approach to fixing P0402, you can find more technical information in our in-depth EGR system review. What are the possible causes of P0402? Here are the possible triggers for code P0421, faulty differential pressure sensor blockage in EGR passages, due to carbon buildup. EGR valve faulty EGR valve not opening due to lack of vacuum EGR control circuit problems, such as damaged wires and poor connections. A problem with the PCM, such as software requiring updating. What are the possible symptoms of code P0402? Generally, faults linked to this code will lead to handling problems. However, symptoms may differ depending on the vehicle you own. Here are some of the common symptoms associated with code P0402. Engine may stop at idle, check engine light activated, stalling sudden. Idling in extreme cases, the vehicle may not start. How to diagnose P0402? P0402 is a generic code, and can be seen in many makes and models. However, bear in mind that diagnostic and repair procedures may differ depending on the vehicle manufacturer or the year, make and model of your vehicle. For example, the procedures for correcting a P0402 code in Ford may differ from the troubleshooting process for a P0402 code in Toyota. How to repair a P0402 code? The first step in resolving a P0402 code is diagnosis. Once you've determined what triggered the code, start looking for the appropriate fix. Use online automotive repair resources. Be sure to look for a solution specific to your vehicle's year, make and model. Code default P0402 code default P0402. JPG.